Welcome back to All Things Montford Point Marines. Yesterday, we explored the incredible story of the Montford Point Marine Museum, a place that is more than just a collection of artifacts. It is a living testament to the sacrifices, perseverance, and triumphs of the first Black Marines. Today, we turn our focus to a warrior whose name is etched in the annals of Marine Corps history. A Marine whose acts of bravery, resilience, and leadership made him the most decorated Montford Point Marine of all time. This is the story of Sergeant Major Louis Roundtree. Born in Cathwood, South Carolina, Louis enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 1948 and trained at the Montford Point Camp, a segregated facility where Black Marines endured unimaginable challenges, yet emerged as warriors who would change the face of the Marine Corps forever. Roundtree's path would take him from the frozen battlefields of Korea to the unforgiving jungles of Vietnam, where his extraordinary acts of valor would cement his place in Marine Corps history. In 1951, during the Korean War, Corporal Roundtree led an attack on an enemy bunker despite being wounded and having his weapon destroyed by enemy fire. Instead of retreating, he grabbed a fallen Marine's rifle and continued charging forward. A hostile satchel charge threw him down a hillside, but he refused medical attention and stayed on the battlefield, helping the wounded until he was forcibly evacuated. For this unparalleled bravery, he was awarded his first Silver Star. In 1965, now gunnery Sergeant Roundtree found himself in the thick of combat during the Vietnam War, serving as an assistant battalion advisor to the South Vietnamese Army. When his unit was overrun by enemy forces, he refused to retreat, laying down suppressive fire to stall the enemy's advance. When the fight became impossible, he and two advisors maneuvered through enemy lines, evading capture by floating down a river using a bamboo stick to breathe. Initially declared killed in action, he miraculously reemerged, battered but unbroken. For this action, he was awarded his second Silver Star. Roundtree's heroism wasn't confined to combat. He was a mentor, a leader, and a guardian of the Marine Corps future. He trained new Marines, served in embassies abroad, and became a pillar of leadership across multiple commands. With 2 Silver Stars, a Bronze Star with Combat V, a Navy Commendation Medal with Combat V, 2 Purple Hearts, and over 20 other commendations, he became the most decorated Montford Point Marine in history. But perhaps the greatest honor came decades after his service ended, an honor that proved just how far the Montford Point Marines had come. For decades, Black Marines were not allowed to train at Parris Island. They were sent to Montford Point, a separate but unequal facility, forced to fight for their place in the Corps. Parris Island, the birthplace of Marines, dedicated Roundtree Hall in honor of Sergeant Major Louis Roundtree, a building that now bears the name of a man who once had to fight for the right to be a Marine. The dedication, led by Brigadier General Walker M. Field, Sergeant Major Sael Garcia, and past National President Joe Yeater, was more than a ceremony. It was a full-circle moment in Marine Corps history. From Montford Point to Parris Island, from segregation to the highest honors, from being told they couldn't serve to shaping the Marine Corps itself, the story of Sergeant Major Louis Roundtree is the story of every Montford Point Marine, a story of overcoming, achieving, and inspiring the next generation. To learn more about this vital piece of American history, tune in tomorrow for another exciting episode of All Things Montford Point Marines. Visit us anytime at montfordpointmarines.org to explore their remarkable legacy. The world needs to know about the Montford Point Marines.